Tim Saunders with Steve Coates at Skate Zone in Voorhees. Another training camp is just about to get underway in mid-September here at Skate Zone. And Coatesy, the blue line is not the only area of this team where the Flyers have prospects knocking on the door.
Well, when you miss the playoffs, obviously it opens up a lot of opportunity at training camp because it wasn't working. So now you got to find things that work. And we've talked on many occasions about how this team is looking for younger players to step up and make this hockey club. So the wings, when you take a look at some of the players that the Flyers are talking about, Oscar Lindblom is a guy that played really, really well in Sweden, a former draft pick. And the one thing he does bring to this hockey club needs size. And I don't think anybody denies that, especially on the left wing. He's a guy that can fill that void. And that's something that I think, or he is a player that's going to get a lot of attention in this training camp.
Got some other guys that we have already seen a little bit of. Mike Vecchione, of course, Scott Lawton, and Taylor Lear. Both, or all three guys, are guys that could make a splash.
And Scott Lawton is a guy that had another opportunity, went down to the minors last year, did a real nice job at Lehigh Valley. And I think when you get protected, that means that the hockey club is looking for you to do bigger things. And with the loss of Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, I think that Lawton could be that guy they're looking for. He is a center. He hasn't come up with that offensive punch that he had in junior, but still at the same time, he could get that opportunity because he's been here. He's shown he can play defense. He could be the guy in the middle on that fourth line.
And Coatsy, maybe the biggest noteworthy item over the summer is the huge chip that the Flyers came up with in the lottery draft. They go up 11 spots to the number 2 spot overall, and Nolan Patrick is going to be a future star here.
Brings the size I talked about, but Nolan Patrick, that is just an amazing, amazing thing that the Flyers had in winning that lottery. Can you imagine a 2.4% or whatever it was minimal, to be able to all of a sudden change your whole dynamic is at the forward position with the addition of, okay, he was the number 2 pick, but it could have been number 1 very easily. The 2 best players in this year's draft, the Flyers got one of them. And here's a guy that obviously is a center, but they say his skill level can allow him to play any position. But he definitely changes the whole look of the forward position right now for the Flyers.
There's another aspect about Nolan Patrick, too, is he's been training to become an NHL player his whole life because of his father and his uncle having played.
Yes, and I like what James, his uncle, said the other day about the fact that if you give him the puck, get ready to get it back. That's the true sign of a playmaker and a really talented center, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him play.
Lest we forget, the Flyers also have some other young forwards that have been here, but you have to expect a guy like Travis Konechny to take a step forward.
I think Travis Konechny had a really good rookie year, and I also like the fact that he had some mistakes during that rookie year and then understood his mistakes. He's a guy that really wants to play, loves to play the game, but he's also a smart guy. And we all knew that he had a leadership quality coming out of Ottawa in junior hockey. But the bottom line is that I think he's really going to be an asset to this hockey club because he plays both wings. He'll be a big part of that second power play. And I think it's going to be a real good thing for him coming into the second year in the National Hockey League.
Well, competition for jobs in training camp is going to be fierce, and the Flyers are going to be all the better for it. With Steve Coates at Skate Zone, I'm Tim Saunders.